Hey guys, Shamar Brown here. Welcome to the Eagle Podcast Night Talks Season 4, episode number 30. Now, the title of tonight's episode is called Business Minded. All right. Now, I do have a few things that I want to run by you guys tonight. So because I do want to make this talk a very technical talk. You get what I'm saying? Or mechanical talk. So, I would definitely recommend a penny and notepad or something along the lines. You get what I'm saying? Because I do want you to get as much out of this episode tonight, right? Now, and I think where I want to start this episode, I want to start it by saying that did you know that, and I feel like it's almost in every country, but did you know that the system was built for entrepreneurs or better yet business owners? Like the system is rigged in their favor, right? I don't know if you guys know that because when I came here from Jamaica to America, I realized that when you own a business, you have more leeway when it comes on to America. You get what I'm saying? You have more loopholes because I remember, and I did I guess you could say a vlog about this where in 2020, um what's it called again, Amazon, I think they did 8 point something billion dollars. I forgot how much money. They did a bunch of money. You know what? They paid $0 in taxes. And you know why? Because when they made all that money, they reinvested that money back into Amazon. And when the government say, yo, Amazon, where's the money that you owe us? They say, hey, we use all that money to pay all of this stuff. You get what I'm saying? So what? They were able to write that off and they were able to get tax breaks. No, when you're an employee or when you have a job, you can't really do that. And one thing I've learned, I don't remember which book I read, but I read a book, and in the book it said that when you're a business owner and you have a lot of employees, rather than the government charge you taxes, they charge your employees for taxes. And when I heard it, I'm like, oh my word, that's crazy. You get what I'm saying? That's crazy. And obviously, the more employees that you have, or the more partnerships that you have, the more you could do that. And it blew my mind because I never heard that before. You get what I'm saying? I think it was either Rich Dad Poor Dad or The Business of the 21st Century. Those are two good books that you guys can read if you haven't read them yet. You get what I'm saying? Especially Rich Dad Poor Dad. No, I think I was 18 the first time I ever heard of that book. And I'm like, my friend was telling me about it because obviously he was business minded. And he was like, yo, Shamar, this would be a great book. And I'm like, bro, 18-year-old. I'm like, bro, I don't got time for that, man. And literally, I think it was like 2 years ago, I finally got a chance to read it. And literally, I loved the book because in the book, Robert Kiyosaki, he kind of shared some of his personal experience, and he shared one thing that he had to do, that he and his wife, they were sleeping in the car when he started his first business. And when I heard it, I'm like, wow, that's uh that's messed up. You get what I'm saying? But that's what they had to do because that's what it took back then. And I know I told you guys a few stories about people who had to do whatever it takes. I think it was the last episode or the episode before that I mentioned that. I don't know if it was in no, I don't think it was in God Bless America. And if you guys haven't checked out God Bless America, I would highly recommend it. But it was an episode before that, and obviously, off the top of my head, I don't remember. You know, but yeah. So that's what they had to do to be able to become successful as entrepreneurs, and now they're very successful. He and his wife, they have a bunch of businesses, and they're very well off. And till this day, they teach people how to become successful in their own business. Because again, the system was built for people who are entrepreneurs and business minded. So where am I going with this? If you are business minded, you who are listening to this podcast, if you are business minded and you don't know where to go or you don't know what to do with that information, my biggest recommendation is find a mentor. You get what I'm saying? And if you are looking for a mentor, I might be able to connect you to some successful entrepreneurs. You get what I'm saying? Because me personally, I do go to a lot of entrepreneurial events, and I do associate with a lot of entrepreneurs on a weekly, monthly basis. You get what I'm saying? So if you're looking for a mentor, I might be able to help you out. But that's the first thing that you need to do. The second thing that you need to do is that you need to start reading books. You get what I'm saying? Reading books. And I already gave you two books, Rich Dad Poor Dad and Business After 21st Century. You get what I'm saying? Because obviously we are in the 21st century. You get what I'm saying? And obviously when it's 30-30 or 30-40 or 30-50, we're going to be the 31st century or 31st century, whatever. It's kind of interesting because when the 18th century, the 19th century, 21st century, but yeah. So yeah, read books. The next thing I would recommend is to start listening to like podcasts, videos, audio, stuff like that, that you can start. And it would be good. So say for instance, now if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you have a certain business that you want to build in a certain area, you want to be able to listen to people who are in that area. Because I often I don't know if some of you guys know, but I have my own business and I also do some consulting as well. And when I do sit down with people, one thing I always tell them is that if you want to be a doctor, you wouldn't take advice from a plumber. You get what I'm saying? No, don't get me wrong. Both of them work on pipes, but they work on different pipes. You get what I'm saying? So obviously that's not wise. You get what I'm saying? You need to talk to somebody who's on the journey of becoming successful or somebody who's already successful. And that's a mistake I see people always make. They talk to people who have nothing to do with success or who's not even thinking about success. So that would be one of my next tip. Find somebody who is already in life where you want to be, or somebody who's on the journey of becoming what you want to be. You get what I'm saying? So that would be my next tip. All right. And again, business minded. And like I mentioned earlier, the system was made for business owners. You get what I'm saying? Because back in the days, obviously, everybody owned their own business. Everybody had their own cart, selling their own apples, selling bananas, selling whatever they're selling. And I forgot who it was. I think it was Rockefeller. I think it was him. I don't remember who it was. I'll probably have to do some research again. But there was this industrialist, I think that's the word, industrialist. He came out and he said, "Hey, I see you have your cart, right? If you leave your cart and you work for me for 8 hours a day, I'll give you $5 for that day." And of course, what? I have to work 2 days to make that $5 as an entrepreneur, quote unquote, right? Back then, right? But if I can do this job thing that he's talking about, I'll make $5 quickly, right? No, that was the initial hook that they use to be able to change people from having the entrepreneurial business minded and become job minded and job focused. And obviously that's what they did. And everybody sold their business and everybody started working in those factories, in those train station buildings, trains, track, and all that random stuff. You get what I'm saying? But just remember, everybody had their own business. Everybody had their own business. And again, that's what the guy did. Or that's what the group of industrialists did. You get what I'm saying? Now, for people like me and you, because obviously here you are listening to the episode, and again, if you are business minded, great. That's what is needed. You have to have that business mindset because you don't get me wrong, you could be very successful in your job. And there's a lot of people who are successful in their jobs. And you can be very successful if you're really focused and you're really laser, like boom, boom, boom. You can become successful because there's a lot of millionaires that are job people. You get what I'm saying? I came across this young man, very successful young man. I think he's like 27 like me, and very successful in his career, right? And he kind of did that little vlog, and he was talking about a bunch of millionaires who work at companies. No, it's not crazy because even Tim Cook at flipping Apple. I saw this funny video where the guy was like, oh my word, Tim Cook, his salary went down to $64 million. Wow, what is he gonna do? He won't be able to put gas in his cars. And obviously, it's, my guy is trolling him, but it was so funny because it went from $94 million a year to $65 million a year. So that's a lot of bread. So obviously, and he's an employee. You get what I'm saying? Well, CEO employee, yeah, still an employee, and make he's a millionaire. You get what I'm saying? But again, though, he has to show up. Even if he drives the Benz, he has to park the Benz in front of Apple's store or Apple's headquarters every 5 days a week or 3 days a week, whatever his schedule is. You get what I'm saying? But he has to do that because he has a job. And again, when you have a job, somebody runs your show. They tell you when to go to lunch, when to come back. It's like the funny story, and I guess I'll give you guys a quick story. So it's like the guy who came to for a job, and the boss turned to him and said, "Hey, you can come in 5 days a week if you want, right? You can come in 5 days a week if you want. You can come in at any time before 8, but not after 9, or not after 10." You get what I'm saying? Right? You can come in before 8, but not any time after 10. Right? You can take lunch 1 or 2 o'clock if you want to. Right? And you could head out of the office at around 5 or 6 o'clock if you want to. You get what I'm saying? And again, you could, come in 5 days a week, you know, or 6 days a week if you want to. You get what I'm saying? No, obviously, again, it was a little funny story because obviously that's the job thing. You come in at 8, you leave at 9, whatever. What we leave at 5, right? Boom. So that's what the boss was saying. But he was trying to make it sound like the person has a choice. But you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice because the owner for the company owns you at the moment. And again, there's nothing wrong with that because obviously that's how we pay the light bill, that's how we pay rent, that's how we take care of family, that's how we keep the house running. The only issue is, do you want to do that long term? Because remember, whatever your age is now, think about adding 5 years to that. Do you think that you're going to be excited, and do you think you'll be happy about that? Because look, you work 5 days a week, you give 8 days, 8 hours in your job. 8 days, that's funny, right? 8 days, right? That'll be funny, right? You give 8 hours of your day, right? That's a lot of hours, and I want you to think about that. And I guess I'll slow down now because I want to get serious with you guys now. You work 8 hours, right? When you come home, you probably got like 3 or 4 hours, right? You take two to unwind, or one to unwind, watch some TV, cook some food, probably talk to your spouse, talk to your kids, talk to whatever, and then you go to bed. And then you do the same thing again tomorrow. You do that for 5 days out of 7 days. You get 2 days off. Saturday night, you're resting from the long week. You get what I'm saying? Right? Um, you're doing laundry, you're cleaning the house, whatever you couldn't do. Bless me, right? What? And by the way, did you guys know why when somebody sneezes they say bless you? I'll tell you guys right now. The reason why is because for like a quick second, your heart start beating. You get what I'm saying? For a quick second, that's what I heard. I heard a few nurses told me that. But yeah, so yeah, as a, yeah, so um, yeah, you do everything on Saturday, and then you're tired. You're tired, and then Sunday now you're excited. Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, you start to like, and then Sunday night, work tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? And just think about it, guys. Depending on your age and depending on how many years you've been at your company, you're gonna do this for 40 years. Because again, depending on your age, if you're 27, 25, 20, whatever, 40 years, that's going to put you somewhere between 50, 60, 65, somewhere around there. So probably 45, 40 years. You get what I'm saying? And you're going to do that for 40 years. When you retire at 65, and obviously I hear that they're going to increase that number, right? When they increase that number, or let's not even talk about the increase, 65, right? The average person, and especially if you're a man, lives probably like 10 or 15 more years. Bro, when you're 65, you don't want to skydive. You know what I'm saying? When you're 65, you don't want to, you don't want to do nothing, man. You don't want to do nothing. You get what I'm saying? And obviously, women, the beauty already passed already, so, you go to the beach and wearing a bikini, you can, but you're not really, looking your best. Well, you're not looking bad, but you know what I'm saying, ladies. I don't want to get myself in trouble, so I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, you're 65. As some people might say, yo, I get to enjoy my life now, but at 65 though, but why not do something so you don't have to do that. No, one of my few former mentors have done that, right? They've because obviously I spoke to a bunch of people who are on that spectrum or who are in the process of doing what I just said. And then I have a few people which are some of my business mentors and some of my coaches that are on the other spectrum. Now these people, again, they're just like me and you. They're business minded, right? Rather than take the 40-year plan, they took the 5-year plan. Now, what is the 5-year plan? Now, I would want you guys to write this down. The 5-year plan is you build a business, right? And in the book, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and in the book, The Business of the 21st Century, in these two books, he spoke about that it literally takes 5 years to build a business. And obviously, if the business survive through the 5 years and probably go 6 or 7, you're good. Your business, unless you do some crazy stuff, but your business is solid. So the 5-year plan, what my mentors did is that they took, well, obviously some of them took less years, some of them took more years, and some of them took 5 years. But a 5-year plan, 5 years, you focus in. Now, you see that 5 years, you're gonna do it in a job, but you're gonna elongate it. You get what I'm saying, to the 40, 45 years. So what we propose is that rather than invest that time and that energy and that resource, all of it in your job, let's use some of it and focus on building something for yourself. And you're gonna do that in 5 years. Now, as you guys know, when you build something for yourself, especially a business, you make money from the business. And let's say, for instance, that if you're in America, right? Because I know we have a bunch of different listeners who listen to this podcast. Now, if you're in America, if you make 3 grand a month, if you build a business that's generating you 5 or 6 grand, you don't need to work anymore. You literally replace your income. Now, what that tells me is that it doesn't take you time to retire. It takes money. And let's say, for instance, that you're currently, while you listen to this episode, you're currently 25. Let's just say you're 25. All right. Because this is exactly what one of my mentors did. I think when he got started in business, he was like 25, 24. And literally, I think it was when he was 28, he, walked away from his corporate job. And he and his wife, full-time entrepreneurs. My goal is to see if I can get them on this and to do an episode so you guys can hear them speak about their story so you guys can hear. But literally, that's what they did. They built something, and he was 28. His wife was, I think she was 27 or 26. And since then, no job. Right now, they're 30, and they're in the process of bringing forth a baby. You get what I'm saying, right? I think her baby's gonna be born in July, right? And they're doing their thing, full time entrepreneurs, because they did the 5-year plan. Now, again, if you're business minded, that's what you need to focus on. What can you do, right? What kind of opportunity? Because there's a lot of opportunities out there. There's so much opportunities out there. There's so I won't even dive into it tonight. You get what I'm saying? But I might talk about it a different time. Opportunities. You get what I'm saying? I might do that as an episode, right? But there's so much opportunities out there. So find an opportunity and find out how you can do a 5 year plan. And again, you're gonna do that 5 year plan in a job, but you're gonna do it in over 45, 40 years. So why not do that for yourself? Why elongate it? Why not do that for yourself and build something for yourself? So that's my challenge to you guys. And I know Eagle Podcast is not really short, but again, like I said to you guys, I really wanted to have a heart to heart conversation with you guys tonight. Now, my recommendation to you guys already know Eagle Podcast. Our goal is to be able to impact 1,000 people's life. And again, we can't do that without your help. We need you. You, the listeners, we need you. We need you to help us. All right. And how do you help us? By leaving a comment. So if anything stood out to you from this episode, no, people always ask me, Shema, where's the comment section? All right. Just look for where it says the Q&A section. Just leave your comment in that section. All right. Leave your comment in that section. Right. Anything that stood out to you. And the next way that you can help us is by sharing it. Send it to 5 friends, 10 friends, 6 friends, 20 friends. Hey, bro, I heard this podcast. I thought about you. Hey, sis, I heard this podcast. I thought about you. Just share it. If it had added any value. If it didn't add any value, forget it. Don't even worry about it. Again, I'm saying just give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up, Shamara. All right. But if it added value and you see some purpose in it, just help us. Because obviously, again, we can't reach 1,000 people without your help. We need your help. All right, guys. Well, anyways, guys, Eagle Podcast, Night Talks, Shamar Brown here, signing off. Good night, guys. Bye.